Children, now I am going to discuss about India's security system. India's security system includes the army, the navy and the air force that defend the country. The responsibility of protecting the geographical boundaries is of the army. The navy protects India's coastline and the air force in charge of protecting India's airspace. The military of defense controls these three forces. The Indian Army is the world's fourth largest and its chief is known as the General. The Chief of the Navy is known as the Admiral and the Chief of the Air Force is known as Air Chief Marshal. The President of India is the Supreme Commander of the Defence Forces. Defence Forces cannot take any decision about war or peace without the consent of the President who represents the civil power. In a democracy, civil leadership is considered superior to military leadership. The defense forces are adequately modernized. For this, some research institutions have been set up in India. Many training institutes have also been set up, such as National Defence Academy Dehradun, National Defence Academy at Pune and National Defence College in Delhi. Children, now the Chief of Navy is known as Admiral, that already you have come to know. And now, who is the Chief of Navy in our country? He is Admiral Karambir Singh. And the Chief of Air Force, Air Chief Marshal. Now, our Air Chief Marshal is Rakesh Kumar Singh Bhadoria, and General Manoj Mukund Naravane, he is the Chief of Army in our country now. And children, to protect land border of India, it is the responsibility of army. To protect airspace, that is the responsibility of Air Force. And to protect coastline, that is the responsibility of Indian Navy. So children, here you have come to know about India's security system. Also, you can get the idea that the President of India is the Supreme Commander of the Defence Forces, and the Defence Forces cannot take any decision about war or peace without the consent of the President, and because of the latter represents the civil power, means the President. In a democracy, civil leadership is considered superior to military leadership. Children, about paramilitary forces, Now you will come to know. There are paramilitary forces to help the defense forces in India. They are neither completely military forces nor completely civil forces. Hence, they are called paramilitary forces. Their main task is to help the defense forces, the Border Security Force, Coast Guard, Central Reserve Police Force, Rapid Action Force are some of the paramilitary forces. So, children, the Border Security Force, the Coast Guard, the Central Reserve Police Force, the Rapid Action Force are some of the paramilitary forces. Paramilitary forces are neither completely military forces nor completely civil forces. Their main task is to help the defense forces. They are responsible for the security of important locations like railway stations, oil depot, water reserves, etc. They play uh, they play a role of management of disasters, the responsibility of protecting the country's international borders during peace time, and also rest with the paramilitary forces. So, children, the responsibility of protecting the country's international borders during peacetime also rests with the paramilitary forces. Children, the Border Security Force performs tasks like creating a sense of security in the minds of people living in area near the border, preventing smuggling, patrolling the border, etc. The Coast Guard has been created to protect India's oceanic borders. The Coast Guard carries out tasks like protecting the fishing occupation within Indian maritime borders, preventing smuggling along sea routes, etc. The Central Reserve Police Force helps the administration in various states to maintain law and order. The Rapid Action Force performs the task of bringing people's lives to normalcy by moving in quickly in incidents of threat to national security such as bomb blasts or riots. The National Cadet Corps, that is NCC, has been established with the purpose of instilling among students the love of discipline and military training. Boy and girl students from schools and colleges can join the NCC. So, children, here you have come to know about the paramilitary forces. There are paramilitary forces to help the defense forces in India. Their main task is to help the defense forces, and also the paramilitary forces are responsible for the security of important locations like railway stations, oil depot, water reserves, etc. Similarly, they play a role in management of disasters, whether natural or man-made, and the responsibility of protecting the country's international borders during peacetime also rests with the paramilitary forces.